Welcome back to Karina Lova's makeup vlog. And I know that we've gone over brows and how to fill them in, and literally that is all the makeup I have on is my brows. Um, if you didn't get to watch it, go ahead and watch my video on how to fill in and perfectly arch your brows. Um, I want to talk about foundation. I know foundation is the most important part of your makeup because it really is how your skin looks. So one of the biggest things is figuring out what foundation is right for you. I have worn, aside from working in cosmetics, I have worn all types of foundation, whether it's liquid, cream, powder, tinted moisturizer, and I think one of the biggest things is figuring out what works for you. My skin is normal. I get a little bit of oil in the T-zone, but I do get a little dry, not too dry to where I'm peeling. So for that kind of skin tone or skin type, I guess, the best thing would be a cream or a tinted moisturizer. Now, if you are super oily, if you're a little bit oilier than me, then I would definitely recommend powder. So I will show you how to apply foundation and contour, as well as highlight your skin. Contour with bronzer. So let's start. Oh, and concealer. So for my skin tone, I don't wear powder because it's going to make me look dry, so I typically avoid it. But anything, any kind of tinted moisturizer or cream foundation. Right now, lately, I've been using Benefit's Play Stick, and it's amazing. There's a lot of active ingredients in it. It's also great for people with acne because it does have tea tree oil, and I believe that's what it is. So it kind of helps with the breakout. It helps kill the bacteria. It's amazing stuff. So my shade here is Paper Dolls, and it doesn't matter what makeup you use, it's all about the application. So whether you have a liquid foundation, you would do the same thing and just put it on the back of your hand and apply it. For me, it's a little bit easier because it's already kind of creamy, and the stuff is awesome. If you have skin like mine, basically if you have any type of skin besides extra oily like everywhere, I would recommend this. Now, if you are oily everywhere, this just is non-comedogenic, so it does not clog your pores. So you can use this and then just top off with powder. So what you want to do is apply as needed to your foundation brush. The one I'm using is Clarins. Clarins, you can kind of see the Clarins right there. Not really. It's an amazing Clarins foundation brush. My favorite. Any foundation brush will work. Too advanced. If you're wondering why a foundation brush rather than your fingers, is you're getting a bit more blended coverage, and you're not wasting product. Things like sponges absorb most of the makeup, which is why you waste product. So you want to start with where you want the most coverage, which is typically in the middle right here where I have the redness, and then you want to just blend it all the way around. Another tip too, if you have really red lips and you want to neutralize them, go like that. Also, when you're color matching, the way to color match to make sure, hey, is this the right color for me? You want to draw 3 lines with 3 different colors and then see which one blends into the neck. That's your little color matching trick. So notice how I'm doing under the eyes last, meaning I'm getting the least amount of product in there. You can always go over the eyes if you wanted to with just, I barely have anything left. Most of my product is like right on my cheeks. You want to You want to be careful with the brow. You kind of want to just go right over the top. And make sure you're getting the hairline. So right in here. There we go. There's our even coverage. Now notice how I look like I have dark circles. That's the next step. And I'm going to recommend an amazing under eye concealer. It is called Erase Paste, once again by Benefit. Notice I'm a Benefit junkie. I used to actually run a counter for them. And Erase Paste is amazing. Now, the thing about Erase Paste, it's a light reflecting under eye concealer, meaning it's going to give you that brightness and that radiance. Don't overuse this stuff, because literally, I know a lot of people say this a little goes a long way, but a little goes a really, really long way with this stuff. So you want to start right in here, and you want to kind of go down and then across. That way you're getting this whole triangle area, and typically bags go all the way down to here, so you want to brighten that whole area. Go across and through. Notice how I'm using this finger. This is the proper way to apply concealer, because this, the index finger, it gives you the least amount of pressure. So down and across and all the way out. And then just blend. Lovely. And you can blend it out. If you're wondering, do you apply concealer first or second? I know you guys just watched me apply it second. Really up to you. If your concealer is super dramatic and doesn't blend well with your foundation, apply it first and then blend with your foundation. But mine matches pretty well, so I just kind of like that radiance on top. It really does not matter, so don't flip out if you're like, which way am I doing it? Okay, now let's get to the contouring. Bronzer. Guess what brand? Benefit. This is my Hoola bronzer. It's amazing. It's kind of embarrassing because I'm almost out. But it's really good stuff. I actually probably have another one in the closet somewhere in my makeup drawers. The brush I'm using is Bare Minerals. It's amazing. I love this brush. I've used it forever for blush and for bronzer. What number is it? I don't know, but I'm sure there's only one brush that looks like this. And you can kind of see how it's the best brush ever for contouring. So contouring is basically making yourself look like you've been out in the sun. So I'm going to give you guys a tip. You want to do the E and the 3. What does that mean? The E and the 3. And I know the video is kind of backwards, but E and 3, right? And then you want to do the W. The reason for that is that's basically highlighting your bone structure, and it's basically highlighting and contouring where the sun would naturally give you a little bit of color. That's why they call it sun-kissed. So then if you want to contour more of that cheekbone, I know a lot of people do this. Don't do that, because when you're not walking around like this all the time. That tip doesn't work. I mean, it does, but not really. All you have to do is just follow. You're going to draw your own bone, I guess. There. So you basically want to cushion that bone and contour that area. Let's do the other side. See? I found the bone, and then I'm just going back and forth. You do want to bring it up here for that natural effect. Oops, my hair. You do want to contour right here as well. Trying to make it so you guys can see it. A lot of people have questions about noses. How do you contour that nose? if you have a really flat nose and you want to make it pop or just give your nose a nice contour, all you have to do is go right there and right there. And the highlighter does play a big role in this also. So we're done with contour. You guys can see that my cheek is nicely defined. Oh, I'm going to do it right here too. Now, time for the highlighter. And let's see if you guys can guess what brand. Benefit Cosmetics. This one is good. A lot of different brands have highlighters. It doesn't matter what you use, whether cream or powder. Powder I would recommend if you have oily skin. Cream if you have any other kind of skin. And they make things like this in oil-free. I believe this one's oil-free, which is nice. So let's bring up that foundation brush that I was using. And we're going to contour the nose. Notice how I'm doing just a straight line. This gives, if you ever go to fashion shows, it gives that profile contour. Runway models do this all the time. So, obviously we're not going to leave it a line. We're just going to blend it in. Especially this part. This is a cream, by the way, so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay. And just gives you a nice glow. Beautiful. Another place to contour, now the nose totally pops. You can just go right in here to give yourself that nice radiance. Remember this little triangle we talked about? And then you want to contour right above where you did bronzer. I'm sorry, I mean highlight. Highlight above your contour. And this is going to give that bronzer a little bit more pop and smoothness. And notice how my lip right here kind of pops. So if you want those juicy lips, come down here. Get them more glowy and dewy. That is the beauty of foundation, bronzer, and highlighter. Now, if you want to use blush, do not use blush the same way I did this bronze. You want to apply the blush simply on the apples of the cheeks like you're curling. Just a circle right there. You don't want to contour with blush. And you're just going to look like your face is red. Anyways, I hope this helps. If you guys have any comments, I would really appreciate them. Do subscribe to me. Any feedback, I'd love to hear it. And thanks for watching.